Then the New York Attorney General, Letitia James, had a warning for Trump if he was in a situation like this and did not pay up. Here's what she said.
We are prepared to make sure that the judgment is paid to New Yorkers. And yes, I look at 40 Wall Street each and every day. If he does not have funds to pay off the judgment, then we will seek, judgment enforcement mechanisms in court. And we will ask the judge to seize his assets.
Okay, here we are. We'll ask the judge to seize his assets. I look at 40 Wall Street every day. The day that this all comes due is Monday. 40 Wall Street is one of his most valuable properties in New York at $270 million estimated. And you can go down all of the others that he owns part of, and you can see all the prices there. 160 million, 175, 500 in part in some of these. So what happens now? I mean, do you just suddenly say, okay, couldn't get the bond, couldn't get the backing, the court doesn't go my way, so suddenly I'm selling a $500 million building in 5 days?
Right. Well, this is what the conundrum that he is in. If he does not post this by Monday, he can still appeal, of course. It's just that this verdict will be enforced immediately on Monday, as you just showed there with Tish James saying she's prepared to go to court and do this.
Literally seize the building
Exactly. Start a new case to go after it. And she could do that in multiple states, too. It doesn't just have to be in New York where he has properties. But the writing is on the wall that if he hasn't started preparing to sell some assets by now, that it could be pretty difficult to get this process done by Monday. And clearly, Letitia James is ready to go to court. She's been preparing for this.
All right. So, Ryan, quickly, get Stephanie in here. What happens then if he loses in court, he can't sell a building by next Monday, which he can't, then what?
Then Letitia James seizes his property, puts liens on all of his assets, bank accounts, and then as Eric said, that is not restricted to New York. So she probably at this point understands where he has different assets in Florida, Mar-a-Lago, and elsewhere.
And what does that mean? He can't go in them, or people can't go? What does that mean?
It does mean that he would not be able to. It would be fought out in some part in the courts, but for that period of time, it really becomes unusable. And how does he get any additional business going when these are under foreclosure or being seized by the court?
Yeah, so we got to talk about the Letitia James, Donald Trump, whole saga going on, because Donald Trump is apparently having some issues coming up with the funds to cover the bill. Now, there have been these terrible narratives. Oh, Trump is broke. Trump is broke. Bro, he literally just had to post bond for the Eugene Carroll case, which was almost $100 million. I believe it was 90 or 80 or 90 million dollars, right? I don't know about you, but 80, 90 million bucks doesn't sound like you're broke to me. Just that alone, right? If that's broke, I'll be broke. Let me be broke. You know what I'm saying? Please, let me be broke. if being able to post $90 million, yeah, I'm broke. Please. I want that. I need that. But he's apparently having some issues getting the funds for the 400 and whatever million dollars, which is just astronomical. And people are saying, oh, he's broke, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, bro, that's crazy. That's crazy talk. Just because you don't have $400 million cash, you're broke. He's a real estate tycoon. Anybody that knows real estate is like all of that money is based in these assets. It's not liquid, and it's going to be pretty hard to sell a building instantly. And I'm also happy that CNN showed the values of those buildings, because listen to me carefully. What I think may happen is this, and I'm afraid that this will happen. I hate to say this, I hate to put this out there, but what I think will happen, because of how dirty of games they have played, you saw that CNN said one of those buildings is worth an alleged $500 million. I think they're going to start seizing those buildings. And for example, the one that's $500 million, they're going to say it's only worth 10. Yeah. That's what I think is going to happen. And they're going to try to take everything from this man. Now, y'all can let me know how you feel about that one, but I feel like that may happen. And this was all bogus anyway. Even CNN said this.
There's a fundamental concept of law. No victim, no crime. So where's the victim here? One of the banks made $40 million in interest. President Trump paid all his bills. He paid every single thing he owed. He never missed a payment. So you're right, it is a political clown show. But the ringleader is Laticia James, the Attorney General. She's the one who's bringing this politically motivated campaign against President Trump. She said she was going to get Trump as part of her political campaign and tried to throw whatever would stick. She got a judge that's very compliant, that is also out to get Trump. It's very clear. There's no victim. He says that you don't even need an intent to actually defraud. And we're talking about sophisticated banks, right? When he gave his numbers as to what he valued Mar-a-Lago, the judge said it was only $18 million. One of the most famous properties in America, only $18 million. He's putting his judgment over what the banks thought. The banks thought those numbers, whatever they thought of it, they thought it was
Even
fine.
CNN is saying it now.
President Trump, because he paid all his bills.
Now, obviously, that was one of my shorts that one of you guys re-uploaded to X. Shout out to Glockford Files. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing that correctly. Thanks for re-uploading the content, sharing it with everyone. Greatly appreciate it. Like I said, that was one of my shorts. So if you haven't watched my shorts, definitely go and check them out. I got a lot of stuff like that. Even on top of that, someone who is in the business themselves have done these types of deals. Kevin OLeary had this to say.
I think this case is about Trump anymore. I think this case is about New York. It's about the American brand. It's about what we promised the world in terms of fairness and justice and investing capital in the country that's built the largest economy on earth. Forfeiture, seizing of assets. Is that in our nomenclature in America? Is that what we tell people that want to bring their money here and protect property rights? Forget about Trump. Nothing to do with Trump. You think this is good for business in New York? You think this is good for business in America? To take a law that we used to protect people against buying refrigerators at an overpriced value decades ago and apply it against an individual and then talk about seizing assets like he was in Venezuela or in Cuba? This is a very, very, very bad look for New York. And everybody around the world is watching this. This may be great for the Attorney General, but this is not good for America.
But in terms of the valuation, can you be clear as to why? I mean, why would the properties not be sufficient collateral?
What a great message to send out all around the world. Take a claim where there was no monies lost. There was no fraud here in the context of actually people losing money. Deutsche Bank, who made the loan, was made whole. And let's make a penalty of $500 million against a crime, apparently, where no monies were lost. Great message for New York. Great message for America. Bring your capital because we'll protect your property. I think that was a statement that would be much better made sometime in Venezuela. I'm not kidding. That's a scary, scary message. And by the way, there are no such thing as $500 million bonds. There are no $500 million bonds. Never been done before. Never. This law has never been applied. Forget about Trump. Nothing to do with Trump. Everything to do about America and the New York brand. I love this state. My children live here. A horrible message to everybody around the world watching this. Absolutely horrific.
Well,
This
wait,
case
Kevin,
goes
Kevin,
way
but
past
hold on a
Trump.
second, Kevin.
Trump
What
will
would
be
be
gone one day. This
hold on a
Attorney
second.
General will be gone one day, and this
I
is
have
what
a
you want to
wonderful
tell
voice,
people
and
around
it
the
won't
world.
be talked
This
over.
is how we
Kevin
treat money in
OLeary,
America.
I would like to hear what you have to say, but
America.
what are you doing?
Not America.
But it's not America, but it
You heard it right there from Kevin OLeary. Because Trump approached, I believe it was like 30 different companies to help him post bond on that, because he has to pay the fine first, put the money up before he can try to appeal, which is absolutely crazy to me. Like, you have to put the money up first before you can appeal. Like, that's just wild. I'm sure there's a perfectly fine reason for doing so, but like, I don't know. I feel like there should be a little leeway here. It's $500 million. Okay, $500 million. I believe he is appealing it though, and hopefully the appeals court at least gives him an extension. We will see if that happens. But also on top of that, he does have another route out of this entire situation, and that is the Eighth Amendment. For those of you not familiar with the Eighth Amendment, it is excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishment inflicted. I feel like $500 million fits that bill. That sounds like an excessive fine to me. $500 million? Billion with a B. What? Most people on this planet don't even touch $500 million in their lifetime, let alone that's a fine? That is a fine. For a situation where no one was defrauded, the banks made allegedly $40 million off of that transaction and were made whole. They didn't complain. So in a situation where the person that you took a loan from was not complaining, you then come in and file a complaint for them without them saying that they wanted a complaint. Like, that just makes no sense to me. That is just why. And then you fine him $500 million. Like, it'd be one thing if it was like 5 million. And even then I'd be like, come on, yo. Like, that's just petty. Come on. Like, come on. Like, really? That's ridiculous, you know? But 500 million. Whoa. $500 million. That is insane. Absolutely insane. But once again, I'm happy it is happening because it's waking people up to the truth. And I'm happy someone like Kevin OLeary is coming out and speaking to that truth. This is crazy. This is insane. This looks bad for New York. Listen, I hesitate to say this because I'm sure there's a lot of great people that live in New York. But I hope New York turns into the next California, into the next place where we have poop markers. You know, an app where we find poop, where you could find poop on the streets, right? Because of this. I hope the economy in New York collapses because of this. To teach these folks a lesson. I don't wish anybody gets hurt, right? I don't wish any harm upon anyone. But the economy itself, I hope it collapses. I hope what Kevin OLeary said is definitely truthful and people start pulling out of New York in droves. Or at minimum, don't invest anymore in New York, which I'm sure is definitely happening. I mean, how could it not? You know, when you see something like that, wait a minute, you know, if I say something y'all don't agree with, y'all gonna take my assets too? Like, hold on now, you know, am I gonna be the next Donald Trump? I think that's already going to happen anyway, regardless. But yeah, this is just absolutely insane. I wish the citizens of New York the best. Okay. I hope y'all stay safe and nobody gets hurt, but your economy can go in the toilet for, as far as I'm concerned, because that's just ridiculous. But anyway, y'all let me know what you thought about this one in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. I'm out.